Hello and welcome back to Open. You know, we're always inviting you to get social with us. That's right. Tweet us at BronxNet TV and tweet me too while you're there, Rhina Valentine. So, the 1980s through early 2000s were a time of swift social and economical change for New York City. Whose streets? Our streets. That's actually an exhibit put together by the Bronx Documentary Center using the work of 38 photojournalists to document these 2 decades that impacted New York City's history. And here now to tell us more are two of the exhibit's curators, Meg Handler and Tamar Carroll, along with the two of the featured photographers, Carolina Kroon and Q Sakamaki. Hello and welcome, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, just to start off, is this the first time that this exhibit is even being put together and debuted?
Yes,
It is.
Yes,
it is. And so, why the Bronx?
Well, we specifically tailored our idea for the exhibition to be shown at the Bronx Documentary Center because although it's a traditional gallery, it's not a commercial gallery space. It's a more community oriented space, and we wanted to speak to all New Yorkers. So we felt that having it in the South Bronx at the Documentary Center would open it up to a larger community of viewers rather than just the art crowd.
We really love hearing that. We really do. And so, Tamar, you're one of the curators as well. So how did you guys compile these photographers and choose them?
Yeah, so
And how much work was that?
it was a lot of work. But actually, my co-curator, Meg Handler, was photo editor of The Village Voice, an independent news weekly, well known, of course. And so she was able to reach out through her personal network to a lot of the photojournalists, as well as Mike Cambier, the founder of BDC. He also has a large network of ties to photojournalists. And so we reached out to them and asked them to share their work, and they generously agreed to do so without a budget. So they donated their work to the show.
Nice.
Because they wanted to be seen by the public, because they think the issues that they documented are meaningful then and now.
Nice. And so I understand we have two of the featured photojournalists here. And Q?
Yes.
I understand that your images are geared more towards gentrification.
I focus at that time. This is my book, Tompkins Park. This is about movement of anti-gentrification. Because during for late 80s to early 90s or middle 90s, the gap between rich and poor getting growing. And then on the other hand, for actually Kochi administration started to close park for homeless people. Actually, they closed for night time. Then only one park, Tompkins Park in East Village, it was open, homeless people. So many homeless people put on tent. It's become to naturally stronghold or symbol of protest anti-gentrification. We call it Tompkins Park movement. But on the other hand, that's some of the people for other outside that don't like it.
Right.
So the movement getting to kind of radical.
Right.
And then 88 for August, we have a big riot. And then that riot
He actually remembers the actual dates. I mean, well, the thing about it is that what I really enjoy, he's like, yes.
I involved in a lot naturally because I touched those movements. It's because of human rights issue.
Right.
And the right of human being for housing issue or looking for advocate for equal opportunity.
Right.
So it very resonate at the moment. About years later, like several years ago, we have a big movement, so-called Occupy
I know
Wall Street.
I can't get into the full story.
Yes, I know. Sorry about it.
However, I appreciate what you shared with us based on the fact that I can tell that you ladies, you captured the housing situation right there, right, through him. And then we have, I'm sorry, Carolina. I'm sorry, I do it with the Spanish accent. I can't help it. I'm like, Carolina or Carolina's good? All right, good. Okay, we're good. And so I just want to make sure. You actually are more focused on the LGBTQ community, right? And so what are some of the images we can be expecting from you?
The images that are represented in this show are really from the group The Lesbian Avengers, which came out of sort of the period of AIDS activism and a lot of visibility that the lesbian and gay community was having, mostly around AIDS, but then there was a lot of backlash, and there was a lot of sort of a call for both pushing back on what being gay and being visible was. So the Lesbian Avengers was a direct action visibility group that did actions in the street, was protesting at the time exclusion of books from the New York City curriculum that featured gay families that were being targeted to be thrown out. There were many different issues in the city at that time that we felt it was important to separate visibility of gay people, besides it just being focused around AIDS, which at that area was, in that time period, was very dominant in the news. So much of this was just about, you know, we're your neighbors, we're your coworkers, we're everywhere, and you need to see us, and so come out of the closet. And now we're in a very different political moment, obviously, with that, but it's still very relevant. And we're very much interested in gaining security and safety for the LGBTQ community beyond just being the stigma of what was happening with the AIDS community.
Thank you for that, and thank you for capturing it throughout all these years. All right, so you know, what kind of story should people expect with all these images? I can tell it already. It's nostalgic already, and just I guess the topics that you chose. How did you choose them?
Well, we chose the topics. The show itself came out of conversations that Tamar and I had while she was putting together her book called Mobilizing New York. And there are some very solid issues that we all were active in over those years: reproductive rights, housing, LGBT, the environment. And so we came up with, you know, maybe approximately 8, 9 categories. We thought those were the most important issues, and also we knew what people had photographed. So
police brutality, race relations, and labor issues, as well as the culture wars and fights over censorship of the arts, are some of the other topics that are included in the show.
And you have a lot of photographers that are known to our viewers, such as Edwin Pagan, Ricky Flores, David Gonzalez, and obviously you have relations to people who have been working with the newspapers.
Right. Although this particular group of photographers, I would say, is primarily independent group of photographers, and it's an important part of the conception of the show that I felt I wanted to put together a group of progressive thinking photographers, who many of whom were working on their own, and felt that it was important at that time to document this part of history. And I think, judging by the times we're in now, yes, I can speak for all of us, we see the show as a call to action.
Love it. Love it.
We want to inspire people to go back out onto the streets, to make your voices heard. A lot of this activity led to great social change. Some things worked, some things didn't. We're in the same place with certain issues, but we feel like if people see what people did 20, 25 years ago, they'll be inspired to do the same. So we're really speaking to a new generation of activists and photographers.
Yes, thank you. And thank you for doing so. And yes, the timing is apropos. Our own president gave a farewell speech that was a call to action. So let's just all be together. And you guys, if you want to check out Whose Streets Are Streets, it will be on display from January 14th through March 5th at the Bronx Documentary Center, located on 614 Cortlandt Avenue on 151st Street in the Bronx. And for more information, you can visit bronxdoc.org/exhibits and whosestreets.photo.org. We are taking a quick break, but don't go anywhere. Bobby C's Weekly Sports Roundup is coming up next.